onto the water system, getting it all ready. So we got the water tank out right now. We just put on a new little elbow right here. The old one was straight, but because it's sitting in this corner, we want it to kind of let the hose come straight up this way. That way we can run the hose back behind the third row seat, right behind the box, to the water pump, which is going to be mounted right here on the other side. Well, sorry, right here on the other side. And then I didn't get much documentation of this, but built this. So the old system was just a hose. Now we have a nice little faucet here. So you can open it up, water pump will turn on, you can turn it off. This is where there'll be a sink here, like a cutting board sink drop down. It shows up on Monday. So you can paint all this. And this is actually on a hinge. So when you go to leave, you fold that back, just like so. And then this goes up. And that's how it works. And this comes out. Thinking about maybe putting like a little lock system here. Something so it doesn't flip back so easily. But like maybe 2 magnets. And yeah, and then the hose is going to be run out to the bottom here, into this door, run to the bottom of the door, and up this way. So it's all going to be integrated into the door piece. Should be pretty smooth when all done. And then yeah, all that's running. So one of these switches will be for a water pump. And we're getting there. It was a long day. It's like 8 hours of working today. Got everything done as far as electrical, wired up. This light up here, just made it cleaner. Drilled a hole here, ran it through here, down, hooked it up. So now this switch controls that. Yeah, gonna do the water pump right now. We got the hose run from the water tank coming up. We're using the old hose and it's not pressurized, so this works just fine. On this side, I got this thicker hose. The PSI rating's a bit below what this shutoff PSI is. We're gonna test it out, see how it goes. This is way more flexible than that braided hose, so I prefer to go with this just because it's easier to move around and wrap around, and then with the sink area, it's just easier to pull out, and that whole system pulls out, so you could fill up like water bottles or whatever you really need. I thought it'd be cool to have like a sink that pulls out, similar to like a kitchen sink, right? You know, it comes out. So that was the idea. But in order to do that, like, it needs to be a little more flexible. So I went with this. I don't think it's gonna blow up. If it does, whatever, water will spray, we'll turn it off and we'll fix it. But now, so we got this mounted, moved it around a little bit, and realized it was upside down with the outlet going this way. So we had to flip it. Got some electrical run. Now we're gonna run this hose. I don't want to run it up here towards the battery box. I want this to be like kind of separated, just God forbid something happens. So we're gonna run it back along the back side of the truck and around here, and then come out this way. So if something does happen, it's just at least a little separated from the batteries. We have like water at the bottom, batteries up here, heater up here. So all in their own little special places. Okay, here we go. We're gonna turn the water on, and fingers crossed it doesn't shoot out. This is a super preliminary, just seeing if it works. All right, so we should hit this button, should turn on the water pump. Oh yeah, see the water being pulled through? It's working. It's working, it's working. All right, water's coming through this. Hasn't exploded, so you hear it ticking because it's leaking. And then if you want water, you just go. Get yourself some water. How cool is that? Freaking working sink. And then it's just folds back in there. I was just working on the sink here, right? So put this all together. And this morning I'm gonna run the hose through here, through the door, and up this way, so it's all concealed. But I stick my hand down here, and I was like, well, it feels weird. What's down there? Throw on some gloves, and this is what I pull out. It's like pretty legit sized wasp's nest. It's got to be pretty old. I don't ever remember seeing bees in the truck, but maybe it sat around. We bought it from a guy. The truck used to be like a church truck, so who knows if it just sat there and the hornets made. Maybe it's a hornet's nest. Who knows? It's cool, crazy. The water system is hooked up. This is done. So I put these swivel plates on so that way it stays mounted. I got to drill this hole out a little bigger. This is supposed to fit in tightly, but with this clamp, now it doesn't fit the way I had originally had it fit in. So just got to do that, but that works. This is the water pump right here. Flip this on. This whole system becomes pressurized. I'm going to paint it all, finish it off real nice. Again, this is what powers it, so you can turn this on. Hear it. There you go. Pressurized up. Now you can turn it on. And then the sink will be going here. So there'll be a whole sink basin here. And then you turn it off when you don't need it. So we didn't get any footage of the work being done, but we're going to show you guys what the sink looks like and how it ended up turning out. So when you get to camp, you got to pop this open. Yep. And then it's harnessed through up here via these two wires. So that's the cutting board slash sink. This pops out, it's on a hinge, so I can fold back into the door. When it pops out, then you gotta take these latches.
We need to come up with some new latches, I think. Okay.
Okay, so then you hit the water pump.
The bottom one?
Yep. And you could pop the sink down. Water out of the truck.
And then it has a...
It's got a little drain hole.
Drain.
And then let's say you can't fill a water bottle up or it doesn't fit, you want to fill your bike pack up or something. This hose actually comes all the way out if you held it. Yeah, so you get, you know, enough to fill up whatever you need, and then it all folds. This hose stores inside of the door. It runs through here, through here, through here, through here, and then the water pump sits back there, kind of away from the whole battery and the heater system. And the water tank sits in front of the third row seat. And that is how you put a sink into an Excursion. All right, we're done with the battery box, we're done with the heater, we're done with the sink. We're gonna put the camping box and the stove back into the truck. And Mike's gonna help out. We got mother-in-law, Shelly, on camera duty. And it's either just gonna fit or it's just gonna miss, and hopefully it fits. Yeah? So why don't you put your red on first?
All the way top?
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
I got love. So with the sink complete and the box in, it works perfectly. It's like, you know, for a truck here. So I'm just pretty excited how this turned out. Sink there, the door folds out, right? And what's kind of cool is this sink is actually the same as like a hose. So if you want to shower, originally I was going to split the water like at some point in here, but with the hot water heater having to probably go outside just due to like room constraint inside the truck and exhaust of the hot water heater being pretty, like, it's not centralized, it just comes out like a big plume above it. So the hot water heater is probably just gonna, I might mount something here to hang it on, or just to do a suction cup or something. But you could use the sink, like a little hose, run it right up into the hot water heater, which then puts into the shower. So that's how we're gonna be able to take warm showers when we're camping again. We're not taking, maybe take 1 or 2 showers during a week. Like, you're not taking many showers, maybe 2 or 3 days after mountain biking. So this is done. Box is in. I ran into is because the water tank used to sit on top of this, I never really bothered mounting this down. the whole drawer system, because it had enough pressure between the spare tire and the water that you could pull it pretty much all the way out and it wouldn't fall. When the bike racks here, actually I have another piece I made, so it mounts onto the bike rack. You kind of just push it in there and it sits there. But without the water tank, if you pull it all out, it basically just wants to teeter-totter right on out of there. So I'm gonna pull the third row seat out and figure out how to mount it down to the bottom of the truck. So maybe 1 or 2 bolts somehow. I think there's a few areas I can bolt it down to. That way it's still somewhat removable, but pretty much wrapping up here. Camping season is gonna kick off, so this will be the end of the build out series. Thanks again everyone for watching. Please like, please subscribe. Definitely please subscribe. Trying to grow the channel as much as we can. Gonna try to keep doing cool things to the truck. You know, most of the truck build out is going to come in the springs and falls of every year as we try to like add more things. Or, you know, I think next spring will probably be a full new suspension. And we'll see what goes from there. But yeah, the adventures are going to start up next weekend. We're going to go do our first camp trip and test everything out. Thanks.